Well, I'm back. Well, not exactly back, I'm back to getting all A and S ranks in every mainline Sonic game. Last time I got all S ranks in Sonic Generations and it was slightly more difficult than I expected. But this time I'm going back to where it all started with Sonic Adventure 2. More specifically, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. More specifically, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the 360. Now the reason why I'm going for this version instead of the other two versions is because, well, I don't have the means to record Dreamcast games, and I refuse to use an emulator for that. Second, there's a bug in the GameCube version that causes you to double jump. And considering how homing attacks, hovering, and gliding are really that important in the actual overall game design, you can tell why I'm going for this version. That and it just looks nicer. For a brief history on the ranking system, here's a refresher. Did you get all that? No? Too bad, moving on. But as I mentioned quickly, Adventure 2 was the first to incorporate a ranking system into its design, encouraging you to replay the stages over and over again to get better. And it wasn't just play the stage, get the A rank, move on to the next stage like some of its successors. No, here you had to get A ranks in all 5 missions for all 31 stages that are repeated for all but 2 stages. I'll explain why later. And to top that off, you had to find every upgrade in this game that are not only, essential to finish the stage they appear in, save for a couple of them, but they are extremely beneficial to getting those magenta-coloured A ranks. Like before in Sonic Adventure with its level C, B, and A missions, SA2 has 5 missions, each with unique quotas that need completing. Mission 1. Finish the stage. These are basically the story missions. Some are timed, but it's the bare minimum you need if you're just wanting to finish the game's story. Mission 2. Collect 100 rings. Sounds easier than it is, but luckily the stage ends when you collect that 100th ring. Mission 3. Find the Lost Chow. These are the missions where you need the Mystic Melody upgrade. You see these little monuments? Yeah, completely useless without it. Mission 4. Time Trial. Identical to Mission 1, but now you're on a timer, or a more strict timer. What annoys me about these missions is that even though you're being timed, you still get ranked on your score. Why? It's a time trial. You're supposed to be judging me on how fast I am. Mission 5. Hard Mode. More enemies, tougher enemies, less rings, and different or misplaced level elements to make you rethink how you can finish this stage. Let's do some math here. There are 31 stages in this game, right? Multiply that by 5, and that's 155 A ranks that are needed to complete the game. Why? Because 7 of the 180 emblems in this game are held hostage until you perfect all of Sonic's, Tails, Knuckles', Shadow's, Rouge, Eggman's, and Last Story's Cannon's Core. The last 18 emblems are locked behind Chow Races, Chow Karate, Kart Racing, and Boss Rush. And I got every single one of them. And what do you get for getting 180 emblems? A 3D recreation of Green Hill Zone. Okay, that is pretty cool and worth it for a 10th anniversary title. But getting back to the A ranks at hand, they are not fun to get, and some are just a nightmare to even finish the stage, let alone do it perfectly. Like I said, this was the first Sonic game to have ranks as a means of completion, so there were some kinks to work out. True, more than half of these ranks were easy to get, but the rest were a menagerie of cheap deaths, near misses, and outright troll-like moments of torture. And yes, getting back to the I'll explain later part of the 2 stages in the game that have different missions that are not only necessary to complete the game, but unlock the kart racing minigame, Route 101 and Route 280. I say 5, but 3 of them are the same. Finish the stage, collect 100 rings, as well as hard mode. But it's missions 3 and 4 that are the biggest ball busters in the entire game, and I will mention these now, because they do not deserve to be on the list of hardest ranks to get in this game. And the fact that I was actually able to do this without being stressed out to a point where I could smash 5 more television sets is a miracle. Why do I put myself through this? You tell me, you're the expert. Mission 3. Don't hit the cars. Now this doesn't sound that hard, and it shouldn't be. But these goddamn drivers make me wish I could shove their cars so far up their own assholes that they become a portable auto zone. If they were stationary, it wouldn't be too big a deal breaker. But these cars move just slower than your top speed, and boy do they love to show off their lane changing skills, and somehow have the unique ability to turn 90 degrees when you're doing wide turns. Say hello to a fender bender. You have to know this level inside and out, where these cars spawn, which ones are able to strafe, and their speed. But it is nothing compared to Mission 4, don't hit the walls. No, that is not a typo. Don't hit the walls. There's knowing the track, then there's being the track. Keep away from the edges, drift constantly, destroy every car you had to avoid last time, and pull off perfect turns. Pretend every wall is death, even the tiny walls where you can grab a balloon. Don't touch the fucking walls! Route 101 is a fairly simple track which only gets a bit more complex near the end with U-turns. It's difficult, but doable. Route 280? No, fuck that track, fuck it to hell. If you become my enemy, I will make you play Route 280 on Mission 4 and watch you suffer. Tight turns, ramps, open walls, narrow tunnels, and, to go back to Mission 3 briefly, more cars that slalom all over the road. If you ever want to attempt all A ranks just like I have, do these stages before anything else. Trust me, the rest of the game will be a joyful walk in the park compared to Route 101 and 280. Okay, so what about the 29 other stages, seeing how those two stages have by far 4 of the hardest A ranks to achieve in this game? Well, it's no picnic, unless your idea of a picnic is getting sand kicked in your face. Or having a ball kicked in your face. Or having a bee sting hit in your face. I'm getting hit in the face a lot, okay? Besides missions 2, 3, and obviously 4, you cannot die once because your score resets to 0 when you restart at the checkpoint. So, like with Generations, you have to get through the whole stage in one go and get the best time, get in most if not all of the rings, while not getting hit, and get as many high scoring bonuses during the stage whenever possible. These will be your saving grace, as getting 2 or more combos nets you a bonus from 100 to 2000. Getting them will be a breeze in the shooting stages, with multiple targets to lock onto. Slightly more challenging with the speed stages, but that's where ramp tricks come in handy. And hunting stages only give them out when collecting emerald shards, with the less hint monitors used, the higher the bonus. So you can see why it took me so long to do this. That and another reason, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's say hello to everyone who skipped ahead to this point of the video. Wankers. As we count down the top 7 hardest A ranks to get in Sonic Adventure 2. Battle. Shut up! Headquarters, Mission 5. If there's one thing to say about the hard mode of the hunting stages, is that they are insultingly easy. Why? Because you can A rank these in just 2 tries. One, for finding the items hidden in very specific places that need switches or precise maneuvering to get to. And I mean very well hidden. You will exhaust every hint monitor trying to find them. And on try number 2, just getting them again because they don't change locations. No, I'm not joking. Missions 1 and 4 have multiple locations for the shards to be hiding in and change upon every try. So even if you know every place where they could possibly be, you're still spending a good while searching. Mission 5? Nah, same hard to reach place every time. So why in Gaia's name am I putting Headquarters Mission 5 on the list? Because it is the most frustrating and logic-defining hunting hard mode in the game. Other Mission 5s has their logic puzzles to get to the emerald shards and keys, but this one requires you to pick up bombs dropped by badniks. Then carry them to said location where the keys are. And you have to be precise because otherwise it's back to the location where the bombs are. And dragging it all the way back again. Oh, and did you forget there's a flying beetle that flies around the whole stage and if it finds you, shoots lasers? Because you have to deal with that as well. Is Headquarters one of the hardest A ranks? Not really, but considering how easy it is to A rank the rest of the game and the next 6 were not, I was struggling to fill the 7th slot on this. So I just picked the one stage that pissed me off the most. Pyramid Cave, Mission 3. Okay, I lied, there's actually 2 missions that really pissed me off. Well, technically 3, but I'll spare you the repetition. find the lost child mission of Pyramid Cave can go eat a rice cake and suffocate. You see, there are 2 monuments that you can find in the stage. Yes, one of them is a red herring. It just leads you to an extra life, of which I wasted countless lives trying to land on a goddamn platform that for some reason kept launching me over. What makes this the biggest cock tease is that this monument is located halfway through the stage, where nearly every other monument is in the entire game. Except Cannon's Core. Pyramid Caves is at the end of the stage, which is still a pain in the ass section of platforms to find a lost child that somehow got lost inside this weird system of loops and key puzzles, made specifically for Sonic. Eggman, if you don't want Sonic breaking into your bases and wrecking your shit, don't make entrances designed to his advantage. Dumbass. Meteor Herd, Mission 1. How in the name of Tikal was this mission so hard to A rank? By all accounts, it shouldn't be hard. Like I said before, Mission 5 is blisteringly easy, yet Mission 4 is exactly identical to Mission 1, but with a timer. But somehow I was able to get an A rank on that one more leisurely than Mission 1. How? Meteor Herd is the better of the 2 space-themed hunting stages. And before you ask, no, Mad Space is not on the list. I am just as surprised as you are of how easy it was to get A ranks on Mad Space. But somehow, the first mission of Meteor Herd was completely against me. So many restarts just to get the optimum placement of shards, and by chance I finally got it. Final Chase, Mission 5. Final Chase as well as Final Rush are the best speed stages in the entire game, as they throw every element at you in order to win. Except Final Chase throws you a new element, gravity cylinders. These unique and tricky things spin you around as you run across them while also having their own gravitational pull. These make for great platforming, except for one thing that could really fuck you over: electric barriers. What could be seen as one last unique gimmick for you to face before you tie up the ends of Darkseid's story, becomes one of the biggest pain in the asses I've had with Shadow speed stages when you get to Mission 5. These things are littered throughout the entire stage, whereas in Final Rush there's just a lot of grind rails. Attaching yourself to these tubes is no real problem, but trying to get off the fuckers is a different story altogether. If you shift the control stick in any way, it will either pull you back onto the side rather than on top, or into the darkness of space. Who knows? Oh, and this stage, especially Mission 5, loves to spam endless amounts of exploding meteors, especially right next to the fucking tubes. And if that was not enough, the artificial chaos that you need to home attack onto to get to these tubes are very quick to the draw and will knock you on your ass or into space as well. We all know what happens to Shadow in the end, there's no need to jump the gun on it. Aquatic Mine, Mission 2. Yes, a Collect 100 Rings mission is one of the most notorious missions the game has. And it's not just an isolated case. Nearly every haunted stage suffers from having a sparse amount of rings in each given area. Come on! You have to know where every single ring and box rings are in each stage and plan the perfect route to get all 100. And if you are as much as a Sonic fanatic as I am, you know that water stages are the bane of Sonic games, as your top speed is capped to a brisk walk. Except for Hydrosity in Sonic 3, that was a rare exception. Also, in case you didn't get it on your first go, why wouldn't you? Get the air necklace hidden in the stage. It helps immensely. Like I said a minute ago, the rings in the stage are spread so far apart, I'm convinced that it was done as some form of joke. You will struggle to find all 100 under the necessary time frame, so here's my advice. Take the Lost Child route. With the water at the max level, you can easily get all the outer ring boxes as well as the rings on the way to the child's location. You're welcome. Eternal Engine, Mission 4. You all damn well knew that Eternal Engine was going to be on this list. Why? Because it is the longest and most difficult tail stage in the entire game. Except for Route 101 on missions 3 and 4, but besides that. Add a restrictive timer, and having to restart the entire level if you so much as get sucked into space, and you have one of the most frustrating missions in the entire game. And yes, Mission 5 was surprisingly easier to get A rank on than Mission 4. Maybe because Mission 5 hard mode just added a lot more artificial chaos and exploding hatches, but it didn't seem any harder than the regular stage. I guess that's one of the reasons why. While trying to rush through the stage while getting a high score is such a pain in the ass, it's the amount of bombs being placed along the given path that will be your downfall, because if you shoot them, destroys part of the path you're on. not helped at all by the splash damage caused by the laser cannon upgrade. Throwing some gun beetles that fly out of nowhere and can shoot you to knock you into space, and you have a clear case of, I don't care about the planet below anymore, so please blow it up and end my suffering. Cannon's Core, Mission 5. Did you expect anything less? It's the final stage on the last mission. You play as 5 characters throughout the entire stage, and like I said, aside from the overall design, every element has changed to make you reevaluate on how to win. But fuck me, did they go overboard with this shit? More artificial chaos, more lasers, swinging spike balls, less rings, moving around or simply removing key level elements to advance forward, and bullshit cheap hits. I tried many times to A rank this, and it just kept being out of my reach. First it was an E, then a D, then C many times, and a smegging B, and finally an A after I do what I normally do when I feel like that setting the house on fire is easier than turning the game off. I quit the game. I didn't play it for a week, came back, and then I got that goddamn last A rank! And you wanna know something? After putting myself through all of that, I've come to the conclusion that I don't particularly like Sonic Adventure 2 that much. I mean, it's still good, especially compared to the dreck that came out later, but Adventure 1 was better, Heroes is better, Sonic Unleashed are better games than this. If you're playing the game for the story, yeah, it's fun, especially the Chao Garden, which, let's face it, is the best part of this game. I love raising Chao in this game. But when you are forcing yourself to complete the game to get that 180th emblem to see that extra Green Hill stage, it becomes tiresome and tedious. Any amount of fun I had at the start quickly washed away, and I am so glad that I don't have to play this game for a long time. And because of that, I am so looking forward to getting all A ranks in Sonic Heroes.